A Sandon postman was left fearing for his life after a spider crawled into his mouth while he slept and bit him in the throat. He thought he was going to die. Hi guys, how's it going? So a little bit slow here at Crobot Towers this week, this month, this year, these last 2 years, but that doesn't mean there's nothing to do. So we've nearly finished laying down our reclaimed floorboards in the living room. We've got some edging still around the staircase bit that needs sorting. Also, if you remember that little mishap that we had on the Narrowboat, that little bump, that little collision. I'm going to try and correct some of the bumps and bruises that the Narrowboat got. Also in today's episode we're going to get rid of these chest of drawers that we can hopefully somehow get out of the Narrowboat. Yeah, I mean they must have got in there somehow. What are you reading there, Bex? What are you reading? What have you seen?
This cleverly placed newspaper that just so happens to have a front page article on a guy who suffered a spider bite because it crawled into his mouth and bit him on the little dangly thing that hangs down.
He nearly died. This is in the Royston Weekly, mine and Bex's hometown. Went down his throat while he was sleeping in a normal house. So I mean, what do you think is going to happen on a Narrowboat where there's literally like thousands of little spiders crawling around and find that potential hole to go down and sting? That's
got to be like a once in a lifetime type of a thing. I mean, you don't hear stories like that a lot, do you?
No.
But typical, like typical of all the people and of all the newspapers in the world. I'm never going to hear the end of it. Oh my God.
Okay, so first up, let's see if we can fix some of these bruises. As you can see, this is where the cratch cover locks onto, and I broke it in the crash, remember? Yeah, the cratch cover's sort of dangling down over here. Water's getting in again onto the well deck at the front there. I'm hoping by replacing one of these little fellas, it'll hopefully stop some of the water coming in on the front. And that's, you know what, where that leads to? That leads to the bow thruster. We are sick of the bow thruster. We're not going down the bow thruster route again in this episode. The poor old navigation light here took a beating too. That's the bit that hurts, so we won't be sorting that out in today's episode. I think that's going to take a little while to locate a stainless steel navigation light. I've been looking everywhere. eBay have got sort of plastic ones on there, but I need a stainless steel one, so if anyone knows where I can get a stainless steel one from like this, let us know please in the comments. Cheers. I think what I might have to do is locate a pair, because it's going to be pretty tricky locating the exact match for the one on the left side here of the Narrowboat. So we've got the green one, that's fine. That one didn't hit the bridge. Need the red one. I don't want little plastic ones on there, I want lovely little stainless steel ones on there, because they're one of the things that drew me to this boat in the first place, the lovely little navigation light. Okay, so let's get this little cratch cover bit replaced. So I'm hoping by replacing that, it'll tighten things up a little bit and we never have to go in the bow thruster area ever again. I'm doing it for you guys, as well as me, because we are sick of the bow thruster. All these little brand new fellas. There we go. Easy. Let's have another look at what's got on in here, eh? Not too bad now, is it? Little bump here. Not bad at all, is it really? There we go. Like new. Might put a bit more tape on here. I think that might help as well. Things are slow this week, guys. Clips on as well. It's better than it was. So unfortunately the outer bit, which is bent, we couldn't replace because we didn't have any, but it still locks in luckily.
Right, so the time's come for me to paint my steps, and lucky for me I actually have in the store cupboard just what I need. So thanks for all your comments suggesting that they may become a little bit slippery. This is also what was going through my mind as well, because you wouldn't want to make them welcome someone into the boat only for them to slip off, crack their head open or something. But I have this in store. Now this stuff is the mutt's nuts, if you ask me. It's a hard wax oil, and it really helps complement the look of the wood, but it's also non-slip. So I'm going to put that on and see how they fare. Hopefully that will be fine, but we might have to rethink it in the future if it is still a bit slippery. But let's get to it and see how it goes.
So in a moment we're going to put the last few of these floor panels in, and then we can show you the whole floor in all its glory. But first things first, check out these steps. And there is a very slight problem we've got with these. Because Becca's turned them into storage ones, they're slightly larger. So these are the old stairs and the new stairs.
I'm like trying to keep out the way, but there's like that much difference in height.
Yeah. Just put the old ones back. The joke's getting old, isn't it? Go for it. So because these are storage cabinets too, the top one sits a little bit higher. So there is a slight odd sensation as you're sort of going in and out of the narrowboat. I'm just saying, it feels a tiny little bit odd when you come in, but narrowboats are a little bit odd anyway, aren't they?
I wasn't listening, sorry.
I don't think it's worth like taking them all to bits again and cutting down just to get them to that length.
No, because the trouble is if we do that, you're losing the storage of them. You know, you'd have to cut them to that sort of depth.
You could just do it like that anyway, and then at a later stage, if it did bug you could just remodel them at some point, couldn't you? She's done good. But let's try and get these last few panels on the living room floor down.
I'm having one of those days where I'm just like running around mumbling to myself like a mad scientist, like trying to work things out, and Chris just keeps kind of going, huh? And I'm like, oh, nothing, blah, 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 sort of thing.
Girl loves a mumble, so let's let her mumble away. I've got this stubby bit that's going to be a bit tricky to cut around. So I think what we're going to do, cut the little bugger off.
Yeah, and sink the flooring underneath it rather than attempting to sort of work out that shape and cut it out of the flooring. That's just ridiculous, so no. There we go.
What's wrong with her? You think I'm weird?
What a weirdo. With any luck, this will just slip right in there.
As you can see, it sits under that now, don't it? Again, we'll be using the hard wax oil to coat these. Yeah, we don't want them to start rotting away through moisture. I mean, we've had enough bad luck as it is, haven't we? So we'll let these chill overnight, and then we'll get back to them in the morning, and then we can finally show you what the whole living room floor will look like without sort of all the junk on top of it. So during the day, you hardly see any spiders on the marina. I know, it's only a spider, but here, the shower block on the marina, at night, it gets absolutely mental. Take a look at these bad boys. Yeah, the times I've walked down here to have a shower or go to the loo and just ended up walking back because I can't get through the doorway because of all these buggers. I mean, I could get in there, but they might also crawl into one of my holes. So that's that exciting time where we're going to get rid of some wood on the narrowboat. Amazing! Becca's finally letting me get rid of some. Becca's lovely chest of drawers. Got someone finally coming up to pick them up, and we're going to have a lovely, clean living room area. So hopefully, by the end of this episode, we can show you the completed floor instead of sort of half of it with all the junk on top of it. To get it out, we're going to have to try and get this cover off and get it out the front somehow, because they're big, these things. Yeah, from day one owning the narrowboat, Bex has been itching to get rid of these chest of drawers. She is very, very excited to get these babies out. I've done it! Last one of the jigsaw. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the floor is sort of completed. I know I said I'd give you a clear view of the living room floor, but at the top left here we still had to bung some bits unfortunately, but you get the idea, don't you? These steps look absolutely amazing. Hasn't Bex done great? We've still got a couple of little bits like this here and the skirting to run along the sides to put in, and I think Bex also has to do something with a hatch as well, but you get the gist. In the next episode we should hopefully start getting this all sanded down, ready for painting. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, it's completely free, and we'll catch you all in the next one. See ya!